You are now tuned in to the Project 365 experience.
For sure,
So
for sure.
talk to me because I see a lot of myself in you. Before we get into the question, I see a lot of myself in you. Um, how do you blend the three worlds of coaching prep boys, coaching prep girls, and also training? Are there certain similarities that you see in everything? Is it just every day you have to adjust because it's different worlds?
Yeah, I think in order for you to be a good trainer, um, I don't think you have to have the ability to coach,
Mhm.
right? Like to me, like if you want to be a good trainer and you just want to be known as a good trainer, you can be that, right? But to me, like if you're talking about coaching, especially at this level, like I don't think you can be a great coach by also not being a great trainer.
Mm,
Um, so I think at this level, you got to be able to do both, right? Coaching, to me, coaching has a lot to do with personality management and, being with the players and connecting with the players, where training, less so, right? Like you don't have to be a great human being that can connect with the players to be an excellent trainer, right? But for me, like as a coach, you have to do both at this level, right? To be good. So I think it's definitely an interesting dynamic, right? And when it comes to coaching girls too, is whole different dynamic too. To me, like it's almost like different sport, right? Different sport. Like boys, you can tell them whatever the hell you want, and they're just gonna take it and move on. Whereas girls, you have to be a bit more careful, and they're more, I would say they're more emotionally intelligent than the boys mostly, right? I don't want to generalize things, but that's
I
kind of what
agree.
I've gathered from my
Mhm.
experiences, right? So you have to be a bit different in how you treat them, right? I think when we first started coaching girls at Kings, Z and I, we've been a boys coach for a long time, and we've never coached girls, and we tried to coach girls the same way we did boys. And honestly, like I'll be the first one to be like, okay, like we failed at that, right? For the first 2 years, we really struggled, and we couldn't really connect with the girls. And then we had to adapt, and we quickly learned that, it's a different game, and we have to treat them a bit differently, right? And I think, yeah, like it's just interesting to think about, like they're both basketball, but very different,
Very
right?
different. Yeah, no, for sure. Um, what would you say is the most like if you had to choose between one or the other? If let's say we separate both, you had to
Mm.
decide between being a trainer or being a coach,
I'll be a
right?
coach for sure. I'll be a coach
Why?
for sure.
Why?
Um, I think, and I love training too, right? I love training, and I love making relationships with the players and all that. But to me, like coaching has a lot more to do with, getting involved with their lives, in my opinion. It's not just about getting them better as basketball players. It has everything to do with, making them better human beings, and maybe they're gonna have a better career when it comes to, getting a job and whatnot after going through what we go through, right? I just don't think like as a trainer, just training players, you get to experience the whole thing, right? I think you just touch on like the basketball part of it, and then you obviously hopefully make the players better, and but that's pretty much it, right? But as a coach, like I think you can really impact people,
And
right?
and that's why I think like the trainers that have that approach of wanting to get to know the players, and I've seen you and you know this, certain trainers that go like even though I'm training you in the session, I want to go see one of your games. Something as
Mm,
simple as that. Like
yeah,
those, like same way as what you're saying, just relating all those worlds together, right? Like it just stands out. And I think that's kind of heading towards the the kind of day and age that we're in, because it's more important
Yeah.
to show our athletes, a lot of, instead of treating them like clients, treating them like
Mm,
basketball players, the more we kind of get into these situations where we treat players like people,
right.
like, to me, it's what I'm noticing.